A lot about knife crime in the papers today. This is after another teenager was stabbed overnight in the capital. He was taken to hospital after the attack in Camden, North London. His condition isn't known. Well, in the past 7 days, 5 youngsters have died on the streets of London. This latest attack comes as a report is published saying that children are most at risk of being stabbed on their way home from school. Well, the findings show that most stabbings involve teenagers and that almost 3/4 of the victims come from poorer neighbourhoods. We have more now from our reporter, Ali Fortescue.
The sharp end of a growing crime. Just last night, another stabbing on London streets.
If any other public health emergency was leading to the death of so many young people on the streets, there would be a public outcry, and we'd be looking for public intervention as an emergency to be intervening with this. And this is what we should be doing with violence. Violence is a disease, and if we treat a disease, we know it can be prevented.
The British Medical Journal research looked at young people being treated with stab injuries in London. It found that almost 3/4 of victims were from poorer neighbourhoods, compared with 1% from richer areas. It also found that children are most likely to be stabbed on their way home from school between 4 and 6 o'clock. And there's a sharp increase in stab injuries between the ages of 14 and 16.
Between school and home, children are exposed to violence at an extreme level, whether they're directly involved with it or whether their friends or classmates are directly involved in it. And the research shows that it's there every day across deprived boroughs of London for a large swathe of people.
And this research couldn't come at a more critical time. These are just some of the fatal stabbings on London streets in the last week. Behind every cordon, a life lost. 4 of the victims were teenagers. This is Tulse Hill, where a 16-year-old boy is thought to have been fatally stabbed on Monday night. As you can see, there's still a police cordon here, and across London there are hundreds of additional Met officers in the wake of what's been a particularly violent week.
Undoubtedly, we do have a crisis, and these deaths in the last few days absolutely show that. There is a recognition from the criminal justice system, from senior police officers, that we need to do something alongside enforcement.
So as London struggles to get to grips with what's been called a knife crime epidemic, will it be possible to turn the tide, and at the cost of how many young lives? Ali Fortescue, Sky News.